Hey, what's going on, guys? Mission Creep here, bringing you sniping tips behind sniping clips. I got a lot to cover, so I'm just going to dive right in. Historically, there have been two types of sniping roles: traditional and mobile. Let's go ahead and start with traditional. Usually, when you're playing the traditional sniping role, what you want to do is find an area that has both cover and line of sight. You're gonna find that either in the green zone or you're gonna create your own by finding a flank. It's difficult, however, in team based games because the longer you're alive on a flank by yourself, the more your teammates will start spawning up around you. So it's a good idea to move once your green zone has become essentially the front line. Two aspects to acquire when you play the traditional role is discipline and patience. If you're going to try and tackle the more difficult mobile sniping role, what you should try to do is move either with or without your team. Basically, you're kind of bouncing between the front line and the green zone. Or you should expect to have a lot more kills, but also a lot more deaths than you would playing the traditional role. A good rule of thumb is to get 2 or 3 kills in one area and then move on. Two important characteristics for the mobile sniper would be precision and awareness. So let's go ahead and get into sniper classes. Let's start with traditional. What works for me and what I would recommend is using scavenger with claymores. You're going to need to replace them as the game goes on, and also because you're living longer generally, scavenger is a big help. Stopping power, and I'll get into that in a few minutes. Steady aim or commando. Steady aim will help you with your breath, and commando in CQB or close quarter combat situations. You don't really need ninja because you're going to be stationary a majority of the time. For a mobile sniper, I would recommend sleight of hand to put an emphasis on speed, stopping power, and ninja pro. And it's always a good idea to remember to find yourselves outs. Basically, what outs are routes to the green zone that you can take when you find yourself in a situation where you are not with the advantage. So next, we'll get into the different methods of hit registry. Basically, there's 3 methods, and what this is the relationship between your crosshair, where it lands, and your target. And this is to emphasize how you will hit your target. So as stated before, there are 3 methods of hit registry. The first one is called intersection. The intersection method is basically when you have both your crosshair and target moving, and you engage as your crosshair intersects or overlaps your target. The second one is the method that I call the T-bone. Basically, you have a moving target and your crosshair is still. And as your target enters your crosshair, you engage him. And I have to stress the timing, the practice, and also there's a lag component as well. If you have 3 bars or 2 bars or even 1 bar, I feel that this method would be much too difficult to try and do. The last one is a method that I call the parallel or the shadow. And basically, you meet your target with your crosshair, and you let your crosshair travel with your target for a moment or two to ensure that your hit will register. I feel that this method is the most effective. However, in order to use this method, you need an extended line of sight. You need to be on your target for a moment or two. If you just have an open window, this wouldn't work. Next thing I want to go over is the sniper rifle damage. All of the sniper rifles have the same amount of damage. They all do base 70 damage without stopping power. If you do have stopping power on your sniper rifle, they do a base damage of 98. The important thing in this domain is what's called multipliers. Depending on what part of the body your sniper rifle hits, there will be a multiplier effect. So for the head and chest, the multiplier is 1.5. For the stomach, it's 1.1. Anything else is just 1. So basically, if you hit somebody in the head or the chest with stopping power, you'll be doing 147 damage, which is obviously a sufficient amount of damage. Also, without stopping power, you do 105, which is also sufficient. However, if you hit somebody in the stomach with stopping power, you do 107 damage, as opposed to without, where you do 77. So basically, what it comes down to is putting stopping power on your rifle makes it so you can kill with a hit to the stomach. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm sorry it was rushed. I just had so much to cover in so little time. I've always told you that I have shitty aim. I told you so. This is proof. This is terrible. Thanks so much. Take it easy, guys.